There is a supernatural world that surrounds us, and sometimes it manifests to people like you and me. You'll hear stories about this and so much more right here on Supernatural Confrontations. Our story today is just incredible. How the Lord saved Kim, and it's just wait till you hear this. It's absolutely amazing, and we'll get into this and so much more. But first, a word from our trusted sponsor, and I want you to know something. I use collagen every single day. I use it in the powder form. I take it every day. I've noticed the difference, and I think you will too. We'll see you on the other side of the break. Folks, if you started to notice an increase in the appearance of wrinkles, fine lines, bags under your eyes, or other usual signs of aging, it might be more than just stress from the new year. Your collagen levels could be low. As you've gotten older, you may also found that your nails are more brittle, hair is thinner, and skin isn't as strong, which can be related to declining collagen production. Folks, this stuff works, and I want you to try it as well and experience the amazing effects it's had on me. Get a bag today for 51% off, plus receive several free bonuses before their New Year sale ends by going to healthwithla.com. That's healthwithla.com, and get ready to look your best in 2023. So as usual, I'll just let Kim tell the story and I'll weigh in on it on the other side. But it's just an amazing, amazing story. Sometimes the Lord sends his angels and they interfere. They rescue us. And in this case, it wasn't an angel, I believe it was Jesus himself. And I realize some of you will scoff at that. Where in the Bible does it say that? Why don't you go talk to Kim about it and see if you can change her mind? Anyway, here's the clip. Kim, thanks so much for joining us here at Supernatural Confrontations. We really appreciate it, and thank you for your courage and your boldness just to come forward with your story. So tell us what happened, please.
Well, I my whole life has actually been literally supernatural. But this particular incident, I've had three deliverances from literal death. And the one that I wrote into you about was we were having a large family picnic, and I was so excited. Um, I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, and I would sit at Mama's feet and hear all the, Mama's from Virginia, Daddy's from West Virginia, and I'd hear all the stories and, the good, good fun and that kind of stuff. And so anytime I could get out of the city was wonderful. Well, we probably had about 50 people, aunts, uncles, cousins. Mama had 11 brothers and sisters. So,
Wow. Okay.
but strong, full of fire and Holy Spirit. And anyway, we get to the state park, and everything gets set up and the kids take off, playing. So I was following my older brother, and he had got together with some of the older cousins, and they were talking about how they were gonna walk upstream and walk over a dam and then get on the other side of the river. Well, I was really excited, and my brother turned me around. He said, "No," he said, "you're too little. You need to go back to the, picnic area with Mama." And so I didn't listen, and I waited for them boys to get out of shot, my eye shot, and I said, "Well," I said, "I'm just going to go straight across this river, and I'm going to beat them boys over there,
Wow.
and I'm going to show them." Well, again, I was a city kid. I had no understanding of the consequences or dangers of the river. So them boys took off, and I took about 7 steps in that river, and that power of that river just pushed me away. it I just went downriver. And I was flailing and trying to keep my head above water. And again, I couldn't swim. I
How old were you? How old were you then?
7.
Wow. Okay. And you didn't know how to swim.
No, didn't know how to swim. Baltimore, Maryland. The only thing we did is play in the fire hydrants when the fire guys came around and turned them on. But so anyway, and my mama was fiercely protective, and we were greatly loved. And if she'd have known I was down by that water, I would have been in trouble. But she didn't know. So that water started taking me away, and I'm flailing and I'm trying to keep my head above. And I looked over my right shoulder and I could see the picnic area and I could see my mama. And when I saw my mama, my whole being filled up with just deep sadness, because I was thinking how sad my mama was going to be without me. And again, this is the mind of a 7-year-old.
Mhm.
And sad was the only word I knew. And so I was trying to wave at her to get her attention, and she didn't see me. And while I'm doing that, I'm still slipping under the water. So
Wow.
it's pushing me downstream, but it's also the current is pulling me under. And I looked when I tried to wave, she didn't see me, and it's just pushing me farther and farther away. And I can see myself, like I can see myself going forward, and how much distance it's creating. And I felt like that river pushed me a million miles away from my mama. And so I was slipping under the water. And when I went down for what I knew was going to be the last time,
Wow.
because I had no strength left. And I knew it was going to be the last time. And all I had in me to do, as I was going down the last time, I raised my little hand up, hoping that mama would see me. And I went under that water, and I just went limp. I was like this in the water, just limp. And I kept going deeper and deeper, and my chest was burning, my lungs were burning. And all I could think about was the sadness. Everything in me was feeling that. And it kept getting darker and darker. And the next thing I know, I felt like I could breathe again. And this light burst forth in that darkness. And it was the most powerful thing I had felt. And it was so beautiful. And I was overcome with just absolute perfect peace.
Mm.
And that light was so beautiful. I was still hovering there like that. And I was looking at the light dancing on the riverbed, and I was thinking how beautiful it was on the rocks. And about that time, I felt this hand scoop my bottom, and that lifted me straight up out of that river, and it set me down on a boulder on the riverbank, dry. And
Wow.
at that point, I turned to see who saved me, because I'm thinking maybe mama's seeing me now. I turned to see who saved me, and I saw no one. There was no one there. But I felt the greatest love I've, I've ever felt. And well, that was the first time I felt it, but that's what I felt. It was just immense love. And I was so happy, because I knew mama wasn't going to have to be sad without me. I was never afraid. I didn't have that in my mind. I didn't understand the danger of what was going on.
Oh,
So
it's a 7-year-old, sure.
yeah, I was never afraid, but I was so sad.
So let me ask you something.
Yeah.
So this hand, you're down in roughly how many feet of water? Do you have any idea?
Well, they they take what are those long barges up in the middle of it. I really don't know the depth, but uh
8 feet, 10 feet?
Oh no, deeper than that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was dark. It was deep. It was dark.
So when
And
the hand picks you up, you see the light, the hand picks you up. I love this part. And it sets you on a rock and you're completely dry.
completely dry on the riverbank, completely dry and stunned because I turned around thinking it was my mama and there was nobody there.
Nobody there. I mean,
Nobody there.
so you've got major supernatural stuff happening. You're
Yes.
surrounded by the light, an invisible hand picks you up, and then, to top it all off, you're dry. Somehow you're dry on the rock next to the bank. I mean, what an
Full,
amazing story.
full of joy and happiness.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
I'll give you the last word, and thank you so much for coming on. What a
I
great
just Yeah, thank you for that. I just want to thank you for the opportunity and I love you and the things that you're doing to reveal the supernatural realms is just it's absolutely a
Thank you.
blessing and so wonderful. So
Thank you
I
so
thank you
much,
for that.
too. I really appreciate it.
Eh,
Wow, what a great story. Thanks so much for coming on the record.
Thank you.
The supernatural is real. The supernatural world is real. Do we really believe in what we read in our Bibles? Right? Virgin births, floating axe heads, talking donkeys, water that stands up as a heap where 3 million people go through it and then collapses on the Egyptian army, water that's turned to wine, and on and on and on it goes. Are you kidding me? We serve a supernatural God who loves us. And sometimes, in the case of Kim, she's about to drown. She's going down for the last time. And she's deeply saddened because she knows her mom is going to freak out. Her mom is going to be devastated by what's about to happen. She knows she is drowning. And then this huge hand picks her up and sets her on a rock, and her clothes are dry. You tell me how that happens. You tell me. We serve a wonder working God, a God that heals, a God that loves us, a God that will interject himself into our space time continuum. And he does it on a daily basis. If you don't know him, if you think you know him, but you don't know him, then you don't know him. Simple as that. Oh, yeah, I know Jesus. Oh, really? Do you know him personally? If you don't know him, then you don't know him. All you need to do to know him is ask him into your heart. And the way you do that is just to say, Jesus, I'm a sinner. I've done stuff in my life that I'm not proud of. And there's no one on this planet who can stand and go, I'm a perfect human being. Nonsense. No, you're not. So we've all done stuff. We all fall short. So we ask for forgiveness. That's the first thing. We believe on him who was sent. We ask for forgiveness. We believe in the work of the cross. We invite him in. He will come into your life and he will change you in ways that you won't even believe. It happened to me 43 years ago this June, and it's changed my life and set me on a course that I never thought in my wildest dreams I would be doing. Here we are. All glory to the King. I believe he's going to return soon. Remember, folks, there is a supernatural world, and sometimes it manifests to people like you and me. If you have a story and you'd like to share it, please email us at supernatural@lamarzulli.net, supernatural@lamarzulli.net. Thanks so much for watching.